Okay, first I'm going to show how I did the waist to hip ratio. I just used a ribbon around my waist, like at my belly button, and measured it, and then measured it around my hip bone. And around my waist was 28 and a half, and around my hip was 31 and a half, so my ratio is 0.9. Anatomical position is standing straight up, looking forward, palms facing forward, just like this. Superior example would be the shoulders are superior to my waist. Inferior would be that my feet are inferior to my knees. Anterior would be that my toes are anterior to my foot. Posterior would be that my heel is posterior to my foot. Medial would be that my nose is medial to my ears. Lateral would be my eye is lateral to my nose. Proximal would be that my knee joint is proximal to my ankle joint. Distal would be that my wrist joint is distal to my elbow joint. Superficial would be that my skin is superficial to my bones, and deep would be that my brain is deep to my skull. Next, I'm going to use a pencil to show the sagittal plane is left and right, so right like this. And then the frontal would be front and back, so if I was standing on the side, it would be like this. And then the transverse plane is like through the middle, so it's just right through here. Oh shit. And then the mediolateral axis would be right through here. The anterior posterior axis would be through the middle, like if this came out right here. And then the superior inferior axis would be right down the middle. And then center of mass is just like right here, just in the center, no matter where I move. It's always right here. Sagittal plane motions. Flexion would be arm curl. Dorsiflexion would be, my foot's kind of gross, but it would be toe up, and then plantar flexion would be toe down. Extension would be arm extended, and then hyperextended would be if my elbow bent farther than 0 degrees, which it doesn't. Front plane motions. Abduction would be arms out, and then adduction would be arms in. Elevation of scapula would be shoulders up, and then depression of scapula would be shoulders down. Eversion would be, well, I was going to use my foot, but it would be if I put my pinky toe out, and then inversion would be in. And then radial deviation would be my thumbs in, and ulnar deviation would be pinky out. And then lateral flexion is ear, is like this, ear to shoulder. And then movements for the transverse plane. Left rotation would just be head left, and then right would just be head right. And then internal rotation would be like this, external rotation like this. Protraction would be like coming forward, and then retraction would be going back, and that's of the scapula. Pronation would be palms down, supination, palms up. Other planes. Examples, circumduction is when your arm's out and you're making a little circle. Pronation of ankle would be when your ankle goes in. So like your ankle goes in like this way, then that would be pronation. And supination would be when your ankle folds out. My ankle doesn't really pronate, but it supinates a little bit. Okay. And then an example of a closed skill would be a golf swing, so it's stable. And then open skill would be a football pass. I don't have anybody pass. Anyways. Okay, the difference is motion is moving or being moved, and translation is moving from one place to another. Rectilinear translation is, one example would be riding on an elevator, just straight up and down, or I guess maybe jumping straight up and down would be an example. Curvilinear translation would be like throwing a rock at an angle into the air. Rotation, it means rotating around an axis, and general motion is a combo of linear and rotary motions. So most sports would involve general motion. Example of a discrete skill is lifting a weight. So like if I had dumbbells, that is a discrete skill. Continuous skill is running. A serial skill would be tumbling, used to gymnastics. So that kind of thing would be considered serial skill. Closed kinetic chain would be a stationary movement like a squat. And then open kinetic chain would be if I was laying on my back and had dumbbells, like a chest fly, like this. Yeah, that's it.